Hello, beautiful Capricorn. I'm so glad to be here. This is going to be your new moon reading for June 20th. If you're new to my channel, my name is Melissa, and I do the zodiac readings based on new moon energy and full moon energy. So our new moon energy is the beginning of a cycle, but it's also the end of the previous cycle. So that could come up as well. Anything that you need to release yourself from the past cycle. That way you can start a new cycle with new intentions. And so we're going to do 9 cards, 3 cards for just like the overall energy of what's going on, and then 3 cards for specific intentions that could be going out, that you could be working with, and then 3 cards of advice. So let's get started. All right. We have the 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Hanged Man. That Hanged Man keeps coming out too. Okay, so I feel like the current energy here is kind of, being on your own. Like this, if you've been a watcher of my channel for any time, this is the Single Ladies card for me, especially in this deck. This is really... It's a 9, so it's also kind of toward the end of the cycle. It's that final stretch. But being kind of like on top of it, being okay with being where you're at. Okay, it's being satisfied. We also have the Emperor energy, which again, the Emperor, being kind of in charge, taking that role of leader. Okay, and we also have the Hanged Man, which is kind of a new perspective or a pause to kind of maybe look for a new perspective, seeing things from a different angle. And I feel like maybe for you, with the Hanged Man kind of being a different perspective, this energy of being a leader or being on your own may be a new energy for you. And if you're a cross watcher, watching for a Capricorn, you may be surprised to see how good they are at being a leader and possibly being solo. But yeah, and I keep getting pulled back to those pentacles. This could definitely be a good money leadership role for you. This could be talking about career advancement, being possibly, in a new role as a leader at your, job, or maybe even doing your own thing, starting your own thing. We'll see about that. It very well could mean that, as we have 2 major arcana cards here. So, dropped one, picking it up. It is the World card. We'll see if that comes back out. Okay, let me shuffle it back in there. It didn't really it wasn't face up, so I don't know if we'll see it again. But with those 2 major arcana cards being in that 2 out of 3, it really could be just you taking on a more profound role in your own life, being your own boss kind of situation. All right, let's get 3 cards for intentions for the new moon, please. 3 cards of intention for the new moon. Ooh, that's not 3. All right. 7 of Cups, King of Swords, and the Magician. Okay, I am drawn immediately to the 2 snakes, okay? Yeah. We have the cutting the head off the snake. That's what I'm getting here, because we have the King of Swords here. So kind of we're cutting through something here, but before the king, I was really drawn to those snakes. Literally, I'm just getting the phrase "cut the head off the snake." So, which is interesting with me saying with the other card, the previous cards being about possibly a leadership role in your finances, your relationship, job opportunity, what have you. Cutting the head off the snake, I kind of feel like it would be a good time to put the intention of, unseating someone from their throne, if you will. But yeah, what is that thing about cutting the head off the snake? Where are you going with that? You see a movie, when you watch the movies, and there's like a spell cast that affects like the whole realm, right? But if you just kill the witch that cast this evil spell, then the spell is broken. Kind of like that is kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. going specifically to the meanings of the cards, I feel like there's the seven of cups is, you know, kind of overwhelmed with possibilities. Like maybe there's too many options that you kind of feel overwhelmed and you don't want to choose any of them because you don't know which one's the right one, because, you know, like having too many options can be confusing. But then, you know, this is really like kind of cutting through the bullshit, being a strong communicator, being, you know, just being a strong communicator, which is something that you need to be for, you know, doing magic, you know, for the magician, you know, saying the right words. They, you know, they call spelling, you know, spelling is spelling, you know, you're casting spells with your words. So being clear in your communication, putting your intention clearly in your communication in spell work or whatever, you know, like this is usually about kind of gathering of all of the resources. Okay, like this could be this, you know, like you need to gather all these resources, but you don't know where to start. That kind of situation. But I'm really like, I'm really feeling like this communication and putting clear communication into any intentions that you do put out, you need to be very clear about. Now, with the whole intuitively seeing the cutting the head off the snake situation, I'm really not drawing a clear connection between the two. So I could just be having two separate messages here, two separate people that need to hear two separate things. But if you can see the connection between the two, please let me know in the comments if you see a connection between those. But I kind of feel like it's two separate messages for two different groups of people, possibly. But yeah, like it's definitely, I mean, I guess you could draw the similarities with the communicating part and cutting off the head of the snake. Like you definitely could, you know, taking on a leadership role by using concise wording and very educated language to dethrone someone, to unseat someone from the throne, therefore cutting the head off the snake, and then possibly assuming that role. Okay, so there could be to give a very specific situation, which I feel like could apply if there is something going against what is supposed to be happening in a workplace environment and you need to report something. That is an intention that you could be working on right now, is what you need to do, planting those seeds of maybe possibly reporting something that is not ethically correct in your workplace environment, if that makes sense for someone. But okay, there we go. We're gonna move on to some advice because that was a lot. Advice, please. Do we have advice for Capricorn? Okay. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting more of that. There's a new opportunity afoot, okay? Or a hand. There's a new opportunity here coming in. But it really, this is being done with the situation, being done with being hurt, okay? And this is deceit. So like I was saying a minute ago, if there is something unethical going on that you feel like you should speak up about, it's definitely saying if you speak up and put an end to whatever this either deceit or unethical situation or painful situation, somebody's just being completely rude to customers or something is just not the way it should be and you feel like you need to speak up, I feel like this is the go ahead to do so, that you will be rewarded. Okay, and going back to those first cards of you kind of taking on a leadership role, possibly something new for you, I really feel like that's the advice is, you know, like the rewards are there for you if you put an end to the suffering. So I feel like if somebody is suffering here, like I was saying about the, you know, the cutting the head off of the snake, I was going to hold all the cards up again, but I'm not going to, you know, cutting the head off of the snake. I just feel like there is some suffering to do with whatever that situation is. So the advice isn't really like something to do necessarily, but if you feel like you need to put an end to something that is deceitful, that is hurtful, that is painful, that is rude, or somebody's acting like a sneaky snake, that there are rewards there for you, possibly in the shape of a leadership role. So yeah, that's our message for your new moon energy. I really feel like some kind of new role for you, new, something new for you. Definitely something new, especially with this out here. But putting an end to something will bring out something new for you that feels like a reward. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I will see you in a couple weeks for your full moon video, and as always, have a blessed day.